Welcome back, friends. Time for more story time. And today we have more Francis. Best Friends for Francis by Russell Hoban. So here we go. Who's going to be best friends with Francis? Goodness, I dropped the book. That's not a good way to start. Can't read it if it's on the floor. Here we go. It was a pleasant summer morning, so Frances took her ball and her bat and some chocolate sandwich cookies and went outside. "Will you play ball with me?" Frances' little sister Gloria called to her as she was leaving. "No," said Frances, "you are too little." Gloria sat down on the back steps and cried. Frances walked over to her friend Albert's house, singing a little song. "Sisters that are much too small to throw a catch or bat or ball. Are you really not much good at all, except for crying?" That wasn't very nice of Frances to say that about her sister. Goodness gracious. Then Frances got to Albert's house, and he was coming out, and he was carrying a large, heavy-looking brown paper bag. "Let's play baseball," said Frances. "I can't," said Albert. "Today is my wandering day." "Where do you wander?" said Frances. "I don't know, Albert. I just go around until I get hungry, then I eat my lunch." "That looks like a big lunch," said Frances. "It's not much," said Albert. 4 or 5 sandwiches, some apples, bananas, 2 packages of cupcakes, and a quart of chocolate milk." "Can I wander with you?" said Frances. "I only have 1 lunch," said Albert. "I'll bring my own," said Frances. "I'll run home and get it right away." "No," said Albert. "I think I'd better go by myself. The things I do on my wandering days aren't really things you can do." Goodness, there's all kinds of know all the way around. "Like what?" said Frances. "Catching snakes," said Albert. "Throwing stones at telephone poles. A little frog maybe. Work maybe. Walking on fences. Whistling with grass blades. Looking for crow feathers." "I can do all that," said Frances. "Except for the frog work and the snakes." "That's what I mean," said Albert. "I'd have to ruin the whole day showing you how. I'll see you tomorrow." Then Albert went off to wander, and Frances slowly walked home with her bat and ball, singing, "Fat boys that eat too much lunch can't do anything but munch and crunch and play with snakes and frogs." When Frances got home, Gloria said, "Will you play ball with me now?" "I can't. You can't bat and you can't catch," said Frances. "But you can't throw either." "I can if you stand close," said Gloria. "All right," said Frances. She said she would play ball with Gloria. "Hello, Miss Lexi." "Yeah, my kitty Lexi's here. She's listening to the story and wanting attention, silly kitty." The next morning when Frances went to Albert's house, Albert was playing ball with his friend Harold. "Can I play?" said Frances. "She's not much good," said Harold to Albert. "And besides, this is a no-girls game." "Can I play?" said Frances to Albert. "Can't I play?" said Frances to Albert. "This is a no-girls game," said Albert. "Well, there's Miss Lexi. See her tail? Silly kitty." "All right," said Frances. "Then I will go home and play no boys game with my sister Gloria." Mr. felt Albert, so ha ha ha. Frances walked home and walked as she sang, "Boys to throw and catch a bat and are the friends that Mr. Fat Albert will now have from now on. It will not be me." Goodness, there's all kinds of stuff going on with these friends today. When Frances got home, Gloria said, "How did you play so fast? You got home so soon." "It was a fast game," said Frances. "You're lucky you have a friend to play with," said Gloria. "I wish I had a friend." "I thought Ida was your friend," said Frances. "Ida is away at camp," said Gloria, "and when she is here, she only wants to play dolls or tea party. She never wants to catch frogs or play balls." "Can you catch frogs?" said Gloria. "I use Father's old hat," said Gloria. "Shall I show you how?" "Later," said Frances. "Do you want to play ball?" "All right," said Gloria. "If any boys come, they can't play," said Frances, "and I think I'll be your friend now." "Can a sister be a friend?" said Gloria. "You'll see," said Frances. "For frogs and ball and tea parties and dolls," said Gloria. "Yes," said Frances. "And will you show me how to print my name?" said Gloria, "and tell me what the letters and numbers say when I make letters and numbers?" "Yes," said Frances. "Then you will be my best friend," said Gloria. "Will it be just today or longer?" "Longer," said Frances. And today we are going to do something big with no boys." "What?" said Gloria. "We will have an outing," said Frances. "There will be a picnic and songs and games and prizes." Mother helped Frances and Gloria get everything ready and packed in Frances's wagon. That sounds like a lot of fun. I would go with Frances and Gloria. Then Frances and Gloria went out off to the outing in the wagon with a picnic lunch and a hamper. There were also 2 burlap sacks for their sack race, and there was an egg for an egg toss and a jar with 2 frogs in it that Gloria had caught for the frog jumping contest. And there were balloons and lollipops for prizes, and Frances made it a sign to carry on the outing too. It said, "Best friends outing, no boys." Silly Frances. Best friends, no outing, no boys. Frances and Gloria held the sign high as they passed Albert's house, and Frances sang, "When best friends have an outing, there are jolly times in store. There are games and there are prizes. There is always something more. There is something in a hamper that is very good to eat. When best friends have an outing, it's a special treat with doughboys." "What's in the hamper?" asked Albert as he came running out of his house. "I don't know," said Frances. "Nothing much. Hard-boiled eggs, whole fresh tomatoes, carrots, celery sticks. There are some cream cheese and chive sandwiches, I think, and cream cheese and jelly sandwiches too, and salami and egg and pepper and egg sandwiches, and coleslaw and potatoes, chips of course, and ice-cold root beer packed in ice, and watermelon and strawberries and cream for dessert." Yeah, that doesn't sound like not much at all. Silly Frances. "There were other things I forgot, like the black and green olives and pickles and popsicles and maybe some pretzels and things like that. And there are salt and pepper shakers and napkins and a checkered tablecloth. That is the way girls do it." "Could I come along on the eating?" said Albert. "You mean outing?" said Frances. "Outing, I mean," said Albert. "Could I come along? The wagon looks very heavy to pull, and you will probably get all tired out unless I help you." "I don't know," said Frances. "You can see from the sign that it's a no boys outing and it's only for best friends." "What good is an outing without boys?" said Albert. "It's just as good as a baseball game without girls," said Frances, "and maybe a whole lot better." "Can I be your best friend?" asked Albert. "I don't think this is the kind of thing you can do," said Frances, "and it would ruin your whole day to have to explain it to you." Frances is just giving him what he gave, isn't she? "I can do it," said Gloria. "I can be a best friend and I can catch frogs too." "I can catch frogs and snakes," said Albert. "Let him be a best friend," said Gloria. "He can show me how to catch snakes." "I'll get my pillowcase right now," said Albert. "Well, I'm not sure," said Frances. "Maybe you'll be a best friend when it's goodies in the hamper time, but how about when it's no girls' baseball time?" "When we are best friends, there won't be no girls' baseball," said Albert. "All right," said Frances, and she crossed out the no boys on the sign, and then they started off again. Albert pulled the wagon to the outing place while Frances and Gloria walked ahead with the sign. Everyone's going to get along now. That's even better. The outing place was at the maple tree on the hill by the pond. Everyone had a good time. First, Albert caught snakes for Gloria. Then they played games. Gloria won the sack race, and Frances won the egg toss, and Albert won the frog jumping contest with a fresh frog he caught right there at the pond. So everybody won a prize. Then Frances made up a party song, and everybody sang it. "When the wasps and bumblebees have a party, nobody comes that can't buzz. When the chicks and ducklings have an outing, everybody has to wear fuzz. When the frog and the snake have their yearly clam bake, there's plenty of wiggling and hopping. There's splashing in the pond and the marshes beyond, and everyone gets to go sopping." Frances makes up some pretty good songs, doesn't she? "And at the best friends outing," said Albert, "everyone has to eat, don't they?" "Yes," said Frances and Gloria, and they opened the hamper. "Maybe we packed too much," said Frances. "I'm not sure we'll be able to eat it all." "That is what best friends are for," said Albert, as he quickly spread the tablecloth. "I will help you finish it all." And that is what Albert did. When the picnic was over, the hamper was not heavy at all. Goodness gracious. "I would call that a good outing," said Albert, and he gave Frances and Gloria a ride in the wagon when he pulled it all the way home. The next morning, Albert came over with a bunch of daisies for Frances. "What are the daisies for?" said Frances. "Well," said Albert, "we are best friends now, and I'm a boy. That makes me your boyfriend, and that's why I brought you daisies." "Thank you," said Frances. Then Gloria sat down on the steps and cried, "Why are you crying, Frances?" "Or why are you crying?" said Frances to Gloria. "Because now you have Albert to be your best boyfriend and bring you flowers and play ball with Gloria, and you won't want to be my best friend anymore." "Yes, I will," said Frances, "and besides, I'm not sure that I'm going to let Albert be my boyfriend." Let him be mine, said Gloria. Not so fast. That was only yesterday that you got to be big enough to play baseball. But I will give you half the daisies Albert gave me. So Frances gave Gloria half the daisies, and Gloria stopped crying. Then Harold came over, and everyone played baseball. Gloria, too. Now that's the way to do it. Everybody gets to play ball. Well, thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great day. And try and be an includer. It's a good thing to do.